Hello, this is James. I'm going to do a 4-part series. And the 4-part series is about what can we do to save ourselves from destruction. How can we end racism, poverty, ignorance, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm going to start off with this video today, followed by 3 others. The way to end all of these things is to absolutely do nothing. To do nothing. There is nothing that we can do to stop what's going on. We cannot end racism, poverty. We cannot end ignorance. These things are going to always be around. They're never going away. We have to accept that. We need to learn to understand that these things are forever. They're going to always be ignorance. They're going to always be poverty. They're going to always be racism. There's always be bigotry. These things that we are battling right now in this earth are always going to be here. But the thing that will not always be here is the way we deal with them and the way we deal with ourselves. Okay, first of all, I'm going to hit right to the point. All of the religions and the philosophies that we have and that we practice are not going to help us. They're not going to do us any good. They are not going to save us. They don't have the answer to our questions and to our problems. They never have and they never will. If anything, they are contributing to the problems that we have. Going to church, going to the mosque, going to the synagogue, going to the lodge, going to the temple, going to the shrine. You can go if you want to go. There's nothing wrong with it. Do what you got to do. But let me tell you something. You're not going to get fixed. It's not going to work. It's not going to help you. It is not designed to. It is designed to keep you passive in your condition. To be able to deal with things as they are. It is not designed to help you. It is not designed to cure you. It is not designed to therefore give you the understanding of how to fix your life with these things in place. Okay. That being said, why do we have them? Well, we have them for a lot of reasons. We need them. We need something to depend on in our cold, hard existence that we live day to day without any understanding and any reason for what we go through. We need something. But what happens? We, by believing in these things and practicing these things, we create another problem. A dependency, therefore, that we not only causes ourselves to serve these things, these very things that are here to eliminate our problems, create another problem. And that problem is dependency, and that is being very, very stagnated, or I should say procrastination in our lives. We procrastinate. We do a lot of procrastinating. And these religions and philosophies don't help any. They hinder us. They hinder our growth. So if you are trying to find a way to end racism, forget it. Poverty, forget it. Ignorance, forget it. Let me explain what I mean on all 3 levels. I want to start with poverty. It's a saying in the Bible that the poor will always be with us. Okay, I'm going to go esoterical with you. What it means by poor, it means those that are thirsty and have a need for something that they don't have. That's what being poor means. Being poor doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have money. Being poor can mean that you lack the knowledge and the wisdom and the substance or the intelligence in your life that can sustain your life. You need these things. And that's why they say that a rich man has no chance, but a poor man can have a chance to adhere to heaven. Because when a man is poor, a man is always looking for a way to gain, to receive. A wealthy man really has no need, unless he's greedy. But most people, when they get all they're going to get, they'll get complacent. And they become haughty and they isolate themselves away from everybody else. Okay, ignorance. We're all ignorant and we'll never ever go beyond ignorance. Not everybody is ignorant to the extent, but ignorance is preponderant in our existence. Ignorance means that we would never know everything. And not only that, we would ignore some of the things that we're supposed to know. Okay? So that in itself is always going to be with us, because we're always going to want to know more. We're always going to need to know more. And we're always going to ignore the things that we need to know and that we're told, and that we really understand to be true, but we ignore it. Ignorance and ignorance are basically the same thing. Ignorance means ignoring the possibilities to learn. Ignorance means knowing it and not wanting to adhere to it. Okay. Now we get down to racism. Racism is a state of mind. Everybody's a racist. I don't know, a lot of people that disagree and say, hey man, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, I can't be racist. I'm a black man, or I'm an African man. I can't be racist. Yes, you can. You can be racist because anyone that has an ideology that's based off of the premise that they are better or superior in any form or fashion, that's racism. Not only that, racism speaks of one's mindset philosophy that gives them the opportunity to know something that somebody else don't know, to practice it. Okay, give you a better example about racism. It's competition. The competition of the mind, when one person is trying to figure out something and another person is trying to compete with them. Two competing forces going back and forth. It's a race. When you're running that race, the 100-yard dash, each man is trying to beat the other. Same thing with racism. It's just been patented. But it's no different. It's a competition. But we have been made to think that it's about skin color, ethnicity, culture. It doesn't have anything to do with that. That's called discrimination. We'll talk about that in the next video. But what I want to say in closing is this. To understand where you are, you got to know where you're going and what you want to do. You have to. You can't have it both ways. You can't want to be something and not be something because of your greed or your ego and so on and so forth. You must understand who you are, regardless of anybody else. And who you are and not who somebody else is. Believe in yourself. Work on you. The world will take care of itself. We can't worry about ending these things that's going to be with us forever. They're not going anywhere. And the minute we understand this and realize this, then we'll know that we've been wasting our time fighting a lost cause, and we have to adjust to it. These three things, racism, poverty, and ignorance, are forever. But they don't have to be forever shackling us to them as they have. Have a good day.